See if it works. Setting up your meeting.
What?
Setting up your meeting.
What?
I think we're live. Say hi.
Hello. What?
Setting up your meeting.
I should put this as gallery view.
Yes, so there we go. Okay, good morning, everybody. We started a few minutes early to ensure that my mother can log on.
Oh, it's 3 minutes early. I should tell my mother.
You should tell now's the time we tell our mothers. That's what you do before. Because my mother's texting me, I can't find it. Hi, Mom. You'll see this in a second. Here you go. All right, she's looking for it to come to the Facebook page. Now I'm going to post it on the Facebook page. Everybody, if you're here, if you were able to find us already, then
If my
you
mother
should
will
share
pick up in Michigan.
All right, let's see. People who are subscribers. Oh,
Hi, listen, we're live on Facebook if you want to join us for a little fun little Facebook Live
text her the
thing.
link.
Just
Okay, we're in the middle of lunch, but we'll be through in a couple.
in the middle of lunch. It's only 10 in the morning.
It's 1 o'clock. We're very late.
Okay. Well, you can go to our temple Facebook page and you'll see it.
Okay, well, yeah, I'll share it there.
Or YouTube. Yeah, it'll be on the Facebook page, right?
Okay.
All right, bye. That's my mother.
Yes. Hello.
Do we even have anyone live?
I don't know. I
think
just
we even
realized
have
that I
anyone.
better look. I'm trying to find where we are live. Like, I should have gotten like a little email. I hope we're still live.
I'm going to go on.
No, it says we're live.
That's it.
Such a great way to start. Hi, everyone. I'll just keep
This
saying
is
hi.
is this the way all of them start, or is this just?
I know.
You sound like James Charles.
What?
You sound like James
Okay.
Charles.
I mean, I'm on our Facebook page, and it says, I don't see us.
I see the invitation 14 hours ago.
You see the invitation. There was an invitation.
Yeah, no, it's not on our Facebook.
It says now
page.
live on our channel, actually.
On YouTube,
I got an
maybe.
email. Here it is.
On YouTube.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's not live on Facebook.
Oh, it's not?
No.
Why did I send my parents then there?
Because I'm going to post it now. Why it doesn't come right up when you go to Temple Manual Facebook is another question. But I'm going to post this right here. It's just 10 o'clock now, so good thing we started ahead of time.
Oh, there's something that says live now. There it is.
You see it? Okay.
2 are watching, but I think that's you and me.
Hi, all. We are.
Oh no, Jay and Eileen are here. Hi,
Oh,
Eileen. Hi, Jay.
hello. We're live. Click.
Wait a minute. That's wait. Okay. All right, I can't.
Let's see. All right, now, yeah. Hi, Jay and Eileen. They're here. All right, you guys found us. That's a good sign.
But shouldn't I? Can't I save this to Facebook? Is that possible?
You can now share the Facebook post that I just.
Oh, you did it?
Actually, I'm going to try and tag you. Nope, it doesn't let us. But you can press share at the top of the.
If I can find it. I'm old. I have some statistics about getting older.
So Jay and Eileen, are you subscribers, and that's how you found us so quickly? Let's see. Alana Crow is there. Hi, Alana.
Hi, Alana.
We're trying to figure out. We wanted to go to YouTube Live because it seems to be easier. But did you guys get an email that popped up? Let us know. Here.
It sends you to It sends you to YouTube.
Yeah. No, I know that. But as long as you saw the link, you can share that.
Hi, Alana.
Share.
Miss you. Here comes a shameless plug.
Okay. All right. All right. So, Alana, the people who are here already, Alana and Jay and Eileen, tell us how you found us so that we know for the future how to tell people. Did you get an email that said you are all now, Emmanuel's now live? Did you see the email last night and just go to our YouTube? Let us know. For watching now, people are starting to come in.
Wow.
We need Eileen. I found you through the email from you. Oh, that's good. The Jew at Home emails. See, there are lots of different ways to find us. That's
I have
very
to
good.
stick on the Zoom one because the other one is it's
I know.
delayed.
I'm gonna put the YouTube one on my phone, sitting.
So you can read it.
You know, my next Corona purchase, a phone holder. See that? It's very
Fancy.
good.
What do you mean you're next? You already got it.
My yeah. There's always a next. I'm sorry.
Next though, you don't have yet.
Yeah, that's true. That the next one I don't. You know, I'm waiting for some Mother's Day gifts. You know, I realized when we.
What do you mean? You're a mom? I didn't realize that. Congratulations. It's so sweet.
Okay, it is working. It is working, people. Oh, I gotta mute this.
We have
All right.
5.
By the way, I got it from Jewett at Home. Great. So that went to the YouTube link. I wonder if you go to the main Emmanuel page, if it comes Emmanuel YouTube, did it come right up with an alert? That is my question.
No.
So, by the way, although Rabbi Aaron claims that he has, oh yeah, it says live now right at the top of our YouTube. I just was impatient, I think. Me impatient. I just want to say Rabbi Aaron has prepared some stuff that I'm not sure, so I don't know what he prepared, but you should start to think of your most embarrassing questions that you could ask the rabbi.
Sure. There's someone behind you in the mirror.
Yeah.
Hey,
My nephew.
I don't know if I told you this, but I'm reading a book about anti-gravity. It's impossible to put down.
Oh, God. All right, well, good thing Jane was there for that.
Hey, Lizzie.
What? Oh, no. Is another one?
How did the picture
Yes.
end up in jail?
It got framed.
Right.
Yes. You know, Jaden's back.
Hey, Jaden, you shouldn't be intimidated by advanced math. It's easy as pie, man.
I hate math.
He said, I hate math.
So I do have a list of 50 puns, just in case there's a lull in the conversation.
All right, well, people are starting. We're up to eight now. Alana's laughing. She said LOL.
Really? An actual LOL?
Yeah, she did. And do you know that when people go lol, have your daughter said that?
Lol? Like it means LOL?
That means LOL? Yeah, I'm not cool enough.
Actually, the big question I have about LOL is, really? Like, I actually only write LOL when I really have laughed out loud. But I think people use it. I think people use it kind of willy-nilly, that they really haven't laughed out loud. So I'd like to ask Alana, did she really laugh out loud when she wrote LOL?
Uh-oh, you've been signed out because your account is signed in from another device.
What?
Wait, are we still in?
You can give me the
Am
host.
I here? I better give you the host real quick just in case. Oh, no. If I give you the host, then the streaming will stop. Make co-host at least. Okay,
Yeah.
just made you co-host.
I'm the co-host.
I mean, we're still
now.
on as far as I can see.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know what, maybe someone from Temple tried to log on.
So Alana, did you actually laugh out loud when you wrote LOL? That means like I laughed out really loud.
She laughed out loud.
And where's Sharon this morning?
Yeah,
Think she
where's Sherry?
overslept?
How about Sherry Goldstein?
She only comes to meditation at 5:30 every day, Monday through Thursday.
She comes to this. She was remember last week we scheduled
Yeah.
this week?
No, I'm gonna say meditation Monday through Thursday. 5:30.
Wait, look at what Alana wrote.
What is she? Oh, I don't see it.
She said, "No, I didn't laugh out loud, but I'm an easy audience now."
See?
LOL.
Right? That people write it and they don't really mean it. There should be like LTM. Laugh to myself.
Shoot. laugh to my, that's really funny. Marta, good morning, Marta. Marta, we know, is MW Media.
Good morning, Marta.
Okay, let's give it 3 minutes and then we're going.
Should I get more coffee in the meantime?
Well, if you need more coffee.
I do. I have to get some more. Here, you won't see me, but.
Okay. Everybody, Rabbi Aaron went to go get more coffee. He's preparing, and then we're going to start in a minute. So give me 1 second to wait for him. And in the meanwhile, if you can start typing in some questions. Yes, coffee is one of yes, that's very true, Marta. Hold on 1 second. All right, so I'm really serious. If you guys can start typing in questions for Rabbi Aaron, that would be fantastic. And then he has done some research of some funny things to talk to us about today. So start typing them in. Go. While we wait for him. And maybe say hi. If we don't see your name on here, maybe tell us who's here. I see Jay, I see Alana, I see Marta, I see other people. Debsy Salkin. Is that Dorothy? Oh yes. I'm interested in knowing about our Tali Tote. The two you have that match. Did Rabbi Aaron's mom make it? You know what? That's a great thing we'll talk about in a minute. No, but Rabbi Aaron's mom did not make it. An amazing talit maker here in LA made them, and every 4 or 5 years we I'm looking for it. Every 4 or 5 years we get new matching ones made. But that's a good question. We'll ask Rabbi Aaron that when he comes here because he can.
Oh, the Tali Tote.
Oh yeah. Do you want to talk about that real quick?
It is a woman named Shoshana Enosh. Her name is, she goes by Shosha. And she is in Northridge, and she makes just, all kinds of material, and you go there and you can pick the colors and you can pick the materials. It's really wonderful. It's really, really great. Coffee is one of the 4 food groups. How true. I didn't realize the host left, so I guess I'm hosting. Welcome to Thinking About Thursdays.
You start, I'll be right there. I just have to print something or my sister's car is going to get towed, and I forgot.
I would just ask everybody, you can go ahead, Cantor. Why was the baby ant confused? Because all his uncles were ants. It's just another one. You get that now? I have a list. I have a list of 50 puns, which only adds to the idea that all I have are dad jokes. I don't really have anything other than that. Dad jokes. So if you want to hear any more puns, just let me know. You can write it in there. You could say, yeah, I like the puns, or I don't like the puns. I'll give you another one. I asked a Frenchman if he played video games. He said, "Oui." That was all right. What did the sushi say to the bee? Wasabi. That was also. These are good. These are actually pretty good. I won't remember any of them once I get off. There's someone sitting in a chair behind you in the mirror. You know, when you have people on set.
You're in the.
Oh, I'm sorry.
My sister and nephew, who are some of the only people I see, their air conditioning died in the valley, and it is 100+ degrees outside. So here we go. Allie, take my phone. All right, I think we're officially ready to start. She just has to get the Beverly Hills parking permit because you can't park on the streets here. All right.
Actually, they lifted the parking restrictions. They're not giving tickets right now.
Okay, well, you can still do it. It can't hurt. She said,
just letting you know that.
Okay, well, it's all right. I don't know if residential is the same. All right, here we go. Let's get this party started. That was really dorky. All right, Rabbi Aaron started with some dad jokes, but he's told me that he has researched some interesting facts for Think About It Thursday to get us thinking. So,
Well, it's just, I've been thinking about the fact that I'm pretty much wearing the same clothes every day now, right? I'm wearing, I don't know if I should give this away. Yeah, sweats or track pants and a t-shirt. Today I put on a fancy shirt because I knew I was going to be on Think About It Thursdays. But it got me thinking about there are famous people that like literally do not change their clothes. They wear the same thing every day. Albert Einstein was a very famous example of someone who wore the same clothes every day because he said he didn't want that as a decision. He didn't want what clothes he would wear to take up any mind space. So he'd wear like, I think it was khakis, white shirt with a tweed, coat with the stuff on the arms. I had one of those in the 70s. They were really, really, it's a really great outfit. So,
I think the question is, do you worry about what you wear every day when you get dressed?
kind of. I mean, they have to match, but that's pretty much it.
That's where it goes. Susan Tamir says, I'm not sure. I want to think it could be dangerous. Is that referring to wearing the same clothes every day?
No, she just doesn't want to think on Thursdays. It could be dangerous.
Oh.
But some other people, the most famous person besides Einstein is Steve Jobs.
He wore the same clothes every day?
He wore that black mock turtleneck with jeans every day. That's what he wore. What does it say? He had more than 100 of the signature black mock turtlenecks. That's what I wear.
Right. He wore those mock turtlenecks.
He told Walter Isaacson, his biographer, that he had enough to last him the rest of his life, and I guess that was true.
Do you know why he wore turtlenecks as opposed to like a collared shirt?
No, okay. It doesn't say that in his biography, actually.
Do you wear the same pair of striped neon socks every day?
No, I have a collection. I have a collection of socks that I have been curating over the last, I'd say, 2 years. So I always have colorful socks, except today. Because I'm not wearing them out. I don't need them to be so colorful. But yes, that's my style.
You like when you cross your legs and then you see a little bit of your sock in services.
Right, yeah.
Right.
And now I've got some crazy. I'm like wearing pink and everything. Yeah, it's really
You're wearing pink.
Not a hand. I have daughters. I'm allowed to do that.
Okay, so do you know anybody? So you said Albert Einstein, Steve Jobs.
Okay, so another person in the
maybe an Orthodox male celebrity.
Actually, that's true. They would wear the same black suit. No. This person is also an online type person. Who do you think's copying Steve Jobs?
Oh, Mark Zuckerberg.
Exactly.
He wears the same thing every day?
He wears a heather gray t-shirt. He explained in 2014, I really want to clear my life to make it so I have to make as few decisions as possible about anything except how to best serve this community.
There's so many jokes around that. Or
presidential candidate for 2020.
No, or they only come from Russia or something like that.
By the way, you know who else? Barack Obama.
Well, but he wore suits, and then maybe when he like his casual wear. Is that
he wore. Oh no, this is a little sketchy. When he was in office, he wore only gray or navy suits. He simplified his wardrobe. He said, "I'm trying to pare down decisions. I don't want to make decisions about what I'm eating or wearing because I have too many other decisions to make. Oh my God, if I could completely take away the decision making on what I'm wearing and what I'm eating, that really would be an amazing life."
You know, I've told people that I've done this macro dieting, and they recommend choosing only three options for every meal. So like then it limits, like you figure out what are good things. And so if option one is, toast and one egg, that's your one option. Option two is granola, whatever. So it's called the 3-3-3.
Are any of the options like Ice cream, potato chips, and burgers.
Only if that was the one meal you ate in a
For
day.
3 weeks.
And if it somehow fulfilled your protein, carb, and fat components. I have a feeling there's no protein in, maybe there's a little protein in ice cream. But yeah, simplicity.
By the way, in my incredible research that I did for this, I did find something that you're not going to like. You're not going to like this.
Amos, come here. Yes.
Can
you go get him?
Okay. There was this article that was talking about all the horrible things that happen to you when you turn 40. I'm not gonna go, but I will say this. As we get older, did you know that our brains shrink? And I'm like thinking, how come I can't remember anyone's name anymore? How come I can't remember like where I was yesterday? Well, I remember where I was yesterday because the last 2 months I've been in the same place, but right, it actually says your brains tend to shrink.
Everything shrinks.
Yeah, and that was the bad news for you, is people begin to shrink in height.
At 40? As
early as their 30s, meaning by 40, you may begin to notice, Lizzie,
that I'm 4 foot 2.
You're a little shorter.
You know what? As
women
long as
can
everybody
lose
else
2 inches. Women can lose 2
I know.
inches of height.
As long as everyone around me is shrinking, it doesn't really matter.
That is true. I thought that might, I actually always thought if we invented a way to shrink everybody, we would totally save the problems in our world. Because, you know, if we were only this big, then how much, and we had cars that matched our size, like you use a thimble of gas and you'd be able to go hundreds of miles. Like it would save the resources in the world if we would just shrink.
You know, I love that you're bringing that up because this is Think About It Thursdays. And like to find out what you think about, like in my head, I was really like, what made you think about that? Like if we just shrink people.
Oh, I've thought of that for years, that if like, just take any apartment building. Let's say we shrank to half the size. Twice as many apartments could be in the building.
That's true. It's people are loving the short. Alana Crow says, I can't afford to shrink. Jay says, some of us are short already. And then Gloris Frankel says, Trevor Noah has been wearing the same top every night in different colors. Marta, you said, I was wondering the same thing. What were you wondering? And then also, Jay, you'll have to remind us when we were talking about the same clothes, was it Obama with the brown suit fiasco? I think there was something like he wore a brown suit and people.
Oh, and people went crazy on him because
he wasn't wearing a nice enough suit. It was because it wasn't a black suit.
So I think it was my first month at the temple. So this is going back to 1996. I had a bar mitzvah and I wore khakis and a button-down shirt and a tie and a sport coat. So a congregant, a longtime congregant, who shall go nameless, obviously, Tony Corwin. No, it wasn't. It wasn't Tony, but Tony might have made this comment to me. Person comes up to me afterwards and says, Rabbi, we wear suits on the bima. So since then, every bat mitzvah, I have a suit on.
See, and they thought, and they think that men aren't criticized for what they wear.
That might be true. But
Obama was wearing a brown suit and the crazies went nuts. Also, Dorothy, is your nickname Dubsy?
Dubsy.
That's why it says Dubsy. She says, how about shrinking Trump Tower or Mar-a-Lago?
This isn't Political Thursday, is it?
And then Marta, who thinks about shrinking everyone? Great thought, but weird. That's kind of Jonathan.
It would totally work.
Rabbi Aaron, great thought. Strange.
You know why? Because I'm over 40 and my brain is.
Oh yeah, it's shrinking.
My brain is totally shrinking.
I think the weirdest thing where I get all tripped up and like existential is when I think about how we can talk about how our brains think for us. That freaks me out.
Well, you know, this is funny because I do meditation every day between 5:30 and 6 o'clock on Facebook Live, Monday through Thursday. And, you know, this has occurred to me. This is a total Think About It Thursday.
Okay.
So when you're trying to just concentrate on your breath, it's literally impossible, right? In 2 seconds in, your mind is already wandering and taking you away. So I'm like, okay, that's what your mind does when you quiet your mind and you're trying not, you're trying to just to concentrate, not to think about anything, and your mind goes crazy. I just started thinking that happens all the time. Just because we're not becoming quiet and meditating doesn't mean that our mind isn't completely distracting us from everything that we're doing, and that we are in a constant state of our mind pulling us away from the task that we have. I mean, I know that nobody knows that more than you do, Cantor Weiss. It's like our minds don't just stop because we have something to think about
No,
or something.
sometimes I'm singing, and I mean, I've gotten, this is why I've been really trying to be well, it's been a little bit harder with the phone and leading services, but
Right.
like typically I could sing an entire Chatzi Kaddish and have planned dinner while I'm singing it, and that's not being present. And that's, so like that practice of focus and meditation, as you said, can't just be while you're meditating.
You should be. There's this Institute for Jewish Spirituality. They have this clergy program. You should be in it.
Too bad I had such a good start, and I bet it's canceled I'm thinking that July was already canceled.
I know. What's a bummer.
My Yiddish name, this is the answer to Dorothy's Dubsy Salkin. My Yiddish name is Dubs or Dubsy, and my whole family calls me that. Even my twin grandchildren. Oh, accidentally got on Facebook. Well, it's actually you're on YouTube right now.
It's your name. And look at Penny Herman recommended. Meditation's great and helpful. Penny joins us every day for meditation.
I just have to say, I had a friend who posted
5:30 Monday through Thursday.
She posted that, like, how can you sleep anymore? Like, I lay in bed, I'm worried that the virus is taking over my body. And I wrote to her and I recommended meditation, and she's like, I can't do it because when I'm so irritated and I'm so anxious, like, how can I meditate?
Exactly.
And I said to her, well, that's why it's called a practice of meditation. And, you have to practice it not when you're in dire needs of it, but you have to practice it at all times. I think that's the greatest lesson that I've learned is, like, it can't be your rescue method when you're spinning out of control.
And it doesn't work. It's like if you're spinning out of control, it doesn't work.
But the more you practice it, the easier you can access that space of silence, so that when your cantor is really bugging you, you can just go.
It's true. It is very true, by the way. And the fact is, I don't know, I've been doing it for a couple of years now. Every day's different. Like I could be like, oh, I'm so psyched to do it, and it's horrible. Or I could be like, I really don't want to be here. I usually don't say that because it's Monday through Thursday, 5:30 to 6. But once I start, sometimes then I can like totally sink into it and clear my mind. But actually, there's a really great small book you can read in one sitting if you're hanging around your house because you can't go outside, called The Art of Stillness. It's a fascinating, really quick read. I think it's like 100 pages, 110 pages, something like that. But it's about a guy who goes to interview Cohen, Hallelujah Cohen, Leonard Cohen, who in his later years literally was living with like a monk, cooking dinner and clearing dishes and just living in complete stillness in the mountains outside of Los Angeles. It's a quick read, but it's really interesting about how he had to find stillness in order to find like value in his life and everything. It's pretty amazing.
That does sound really interesting. Marta does publicity and media, and she says it's a shameless plug about your meditation, but it is effective.
Oh, you mean that I do meditation from 5:30 to 6 Monday through Thursday?
We need to write a song about that. All right, Rabbi Jonathan Aaron, tell us the next thing that you are thinking about.
Okay. I had a good friend. He loved potato chips. When we were roommates in the early 80s, he actually would keep the potato chips in the oven. That's how much cooking we did. But
you mean he cooked them in the oven?
No, he kept them in the oven.
Okay.
They were in the oven. We never turned the oven on. The oven would never, I don't even know if the oven worked, but we would keep the potato chips in there. So if you wanted chips, you just go and look in the oven. The oven's not
Okay.
on.
Okay.
Harvard University said of more than 120,000 people found that potato chips were to blame for the gain of an average of 1.69 pounds per person over 4 years. So if you eat potato chips, you're
Yeah.
going to gain between 1.5 pounds and 2 pounds every 4 years, just on the potato chips.
Wow. I keep telling my nephew that he's in the mirror, but whatever. He's not distracting anyone, is he?
I don't even. Yeah, I do see him.
This is the problem with having a giant mirror behind me.
He needs a haircut.
He does need a haircut, but we have to convince my sister that it's safe. He's okay. We can see you dancing awkwardly too.
Oh, wait a minute. Was this one of my 4 things that I was gonna?
That's why potato chips are so addicting. Yes. By the way, we
Yes, it's horrible. Oh no, I have
there
my
is.
other 4
Kenny,
things.
I heard this morning. There's a big potato surplus. I heard this.
Really?
He said we should eat more potato chips. Really, we should buy the potatoes and make them, air fry them ourselves at least, and not eat Lay's. Sorry, Lay's. This is not being sponsored by you, but like, yeah, we can probably maintain some of the nutritional integrity of potatoes by making our own potato chips.
I like those kettle chips.
Those kettle chips are good, but you can make
Those are
your
good.
own. It's just salt and vinegar.
Okay, I just told you I keep potato chips in the oven. Do I seem like the kind of person that's going to make my own potato chips?
Okay. Well, you know what? As we keep thinking, by the way, if anybody has some interesting things that you've only learned how to bake in this quarantine, you should let us know. And I don't understand why everybody's making sourdough bread. I would like to think about that.
A lot of people have been making sourdough bread. I don't know.
It's something called a starter. I don't even know, but I don't understand why everybody in the world, and I can't even find yeast to make challah. Actually, I don't even know.
There's a big yeast problem. It's a big yeast problem.
Okay.
This thing about sourdough, my issue with sourdough, I don't know if you've all experienced this, because sourdough is the preferred bread. I think if you have like a tuna melt or something, they always want to put it on sourdough, right?
Like it takes in the oils and stuff.
It kind of scrapes the roof of my mouth whenever I eat sourdough, and I'm just think about it Thursday. Does anyone else have that same experience? I eat sourdough bread, and I have to be anticipating and want to have that feeling of the sourdough on the roof of my mouth. Does anyone else have that same thing?
I don't know, but I'm really happy that Eileen just told me that she has yeast, and Eileen's an unbelievable chef. Just to put it out there, by the way, if nobody knows Eileen Dardick, like, she's amazing at learning how to cook and cook healthy. And Eileen will have to do our lessons once we're out of this quarantine. But also, Marta said,
is Eileen making sourdough bread?
Eileen, are you making sourdough bread? I think she's healthier than bread. But you let us know, Eileen, what we should be making. Marta says her daughter in Chicago is doing that. I would assume making sourdough, and she sent yeast to her sisters. It's weird. It has to grow. It's true. It's true. No, she said she's
no.
not.
She's not.
My daughter Lizzie. Oh, do you have a daughter named Lizzie? My daughter Lizzie is sending yeast too. So if anyone needs, let me know and I'll get it for you. Marta, do you have a daughter named Lizzie spelled the same way? Eileen says she's making too many desserts.
Right. Talk about potato chips. Too many desserts over a 4-year period might even gain you more than 1.69 pounds.
Well, I think the issue with potato chips is it's not like you add potato chips to a meal usually, unless you're having a sandwich or something.
What do you mean, hot dog and chips? Those,
That's true, but I feel like potato chips
anymore
are always in addition to your 3 meals a day. You know what I mean? Like they're usually additional, no nutrition.
It's like a snack. It's like you have it as a snack, or like late night you're watching TV and you're like, oh, what can I eat? You know what I've actually become a little bit obsessed with?
What?
The Trader Joe's pretzels with peanut butter in them.
Oh yeah, those are so good.
Oh my God! If those are in our house, they're done. Like
Eileen
they need to be hidden from me.
First of all, I'll tell you something about that. And Eileen says the potato chips you get in a bag are not healthy potatoes. Sorry to give you that information. And they're usually light and not filling. That's true. Like you can eat.
What are you saying? Those potatoes like have a virus of some kind or something? What do you mean they're not healthy?
That's interesting. Are they processed, Eileen? Oh, and then
Probably.
it's true. She says sometimes we just don't care, which is true. Sometimes you want some honey Dijon potato chips are my favorite.
I'm just not a huge potato chip person anymore. I mean, when I was a
don't
kid,
eat potato chips because I can make an entire meal of them, and the TJ's peanut butter pretzels. Yeah, the TJ.
yeah, those TJ peanut butter pretzels are
So
like
when
crazy.
my older brother and sister-in-law, they discovered Trader Joe's like 20 some years ago, and we
Before
talked
it even
about it.
existed? You mean before it existed?
Before it
They knew about
existed, definitely before it was as popular as it is now. And they used to go there just to buy the peanut butter filled pretzels. They have this thick red licorice that they used to buy, you know, and they have their items. And then when they moved out of LA, they discovered that Trader Joe's, of course, you know, it came to the most popular, you know, not like Birmingham, Alabama,
Right.
Texas. She says, no virus in the potatoes, but they are not grown without pesticides. Who knows what you're eating? That's true. That's really true.
I do have a question. You mentioned licorice. Are you Twizzlers or are you Red Vines?
So funny that you asked this because I know what your daughter, at least Sela, likes. Sela's a Twizzlers girl.
Our family's a little skews towards Twizzlers. I think that's East Coast, West Coast, frankly.
Here's the thing. I really like Red Vines when they come in like the movie pack and they're not dried out. Like I think Red Vines in the movie pack with like 12 compared to the giant buckets that I give my kids in the office, those are just so much better. So much better. Okay, do you have more facts to share?
I have so much stuff.
Okay,
I have
go.
some stuff on sleeping because I figured, okay, so if it's tough for people to sleep.
I bet we did this. So,
research has found that a midday nap can make you more creative and focused and fresh for the rest of the day. But one study also found that it can also reduce your risk for a heart attack. Specifically, those who regularly nap were found to be 37% less likely to die from a heart attack than or other coronary ailment than those who just work straight through the day. I would like to say also, there was a specific way to nap. Like you can't turn lights off.
Yes,
you can't get under the covers. You can't take your clothes off. You have like this, arms crossed, legs crossed, on your back, over the covers, lights on, windows still open, the whole thing. You can't turn lights off and like make it so you're sleeping.
You know what I think is sad? This is just an observance. You used to take more naps. Like
me personally?
Yeah, like you used to be like, I'm going home after Shabbat and I'm gonna take my nap.
I still take a Shabbos nap.
Oh,
Shabbos nap. Yeah, I still
That's
do
good. But I have a new thought about this midday nap thing. Because sometimes people will say, well, it's lovely if you can take a nap, like I have to work all day or whatever. But for me, I would have to be, it's like meditation. Like I would have to be in a place where I accept to relax enough to take a nap. Correct. And so I think there's a correlation between that and heart attack. It's like being able to slow down enough.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like I do meditation from 5:30 to 6, Monday through Thursday. And like during that time, it's not sleeping, but you're definitely, your body is resting and rejuvenating and
by the way,
getting energy.
I was listening to your meditation yesterday, the day before, and then I heard.
Oh my God. My dog, all day, he's like right now, he's in the other room just sleeping, right? I come in the house, he's just staying there. The second I start meditation, he starts click, 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 click on the floor. He's drinking next to me. He's eating and crunching. Just that half hour.
You're getting some free coaching. Marta says, slow down a little when you do the shameless plug.
5. That's slow. We need to use the word clearly. Oh, come on. Think about it, Thursdays. It's fast moving.
All right. Think about it. What are we thinking about now?
Okay, I have another kind of sleep thing.
Oh, well, you know what? When we're done, maybe we'll get the dogs. Alana wants to know what kind of dog. Actually, press stop video real quick, and they'll see your dog.
Oh yeah. This is.
You're about to see his dog.
There he is.
There he is. He looks a little cynical down there.
That's his look. He has a very weird look.
All right.
He definitely has a weird look. I mean, you see that he always looks a little like, look at him. He's a little worried. He's not sure what's going on. He's a rescue, so I don't know what he went through before.
See,
before
this,
we loved him.
I just have to say, Glorious Frankel says, I won't forget about meditation anymore.
See?
So it's working.
I got to come back every week. And then again at 5:30 to 6 o'clock, Monday through Thursday. It's actually only a half hour. It literally is not more than a half hour. So
Yes, and it's on Facebook and right now Vimeo, but we might move it to YouTube if we can remember to look into that.
Oh, right.
All right. What are we thinking about next?
Okay, so Swiss scientists have found that the rocking motion from a leads to nappers enjoying a longer period of N2 sleep and increased slow oscillations and sleep spindles, science jargon for deeper sleep than those who sleep on a traditional bed. The rocking motion was also found to make subjects fall asleep faster than a regular bed. I read that last week, and we literally got rid of our bed, and we got this big hammock that goes across, and we now have like a king size. It's a California king hammock.
How does that? Oh, Penny, he says back pain? Question mark.
You know, that's a good question. Like, I guess in some ways the hammock kind of curves to your back, but I don't know the answer to that. That's a good one. Penny.
So the last time we joke with Rabbi Aaron knows, right before the pandemic hit, I was at a wedding in Tulum, Mexico, and all of us who were at the wedding joked that it was like the last time we were happy. Literally, like, it's not. I'm happy all the time. But it was unbelievable, the timing of this wedding, that I flew back on March 7th from the wedding, and literally everything closed down the 12th through the 13th.
Right.
So all of my friends, like, everyone says the last time they're happy, but I was just thinking about the fact that in Tulum, Mexico, it's this like 2-mile range of like bed and breakfasts on the beach. Some are nice, some are not. Anyway, I had a hammock, and I definitely, and it was right on the water. It was so amazing, and I definitely slept there many times.
What would you have done had the pandemic hit and you had to stay in Tulum, Mexico for these past 2 months?
I probably would have been.
Would you have driven back? Would you have like gotten in a car and driven back to LA?
You can't drive to. I don't think isn't there.
You could drive to like Tijuana and then hop on a bus.
I don't think. I guess you can. I guess it's a very long drive. I was thinking, isn't there? I guess I would have driven. I know. I wouldn't have stayed in Tulum. You can't, like, there would be nothing to do. And
maybe this is a good think about it Thursday.
Uh-huh.
If you had any place in the world that you would want to be stuck during a pandemic, what would be your number one place? What's your number one place?
Okay. So when I was on my High School Musical tour, when we were in Michigan.
That's a shameless plug, by the way.
I know. But it's worse when I say when I was on tour and then everyone's like, what?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So one of our like producers' families owned a lake house, and it was amazing. This like cabin with a pool and a, what's it called? A dock with a boat.
Ooh, nice.
And that, I feel like I could spend at least a whole summer that, like, if I had, you know, access to the water where you could go boating or you could go jet skiing, and you have a pool and an amazing house with like a theater inside it.
Oh,
that would be amazing. And there's no sand. Nice. There's no dirty sand.
You don't like sand? You don't like sand?
Well, I do, but it stays with you for longer than you want. If I was stuck in Tulum, I'd be on the beach each day swimming. Yes. I think the issue with Tulum, if anyone's been, is at about 4 o'clock, it gets very windy. So your like pocket of sunshine and beach weather is like 12 to 3, 12 to 4. Anyways, I think years ago I would have said I'd want to be like in Cabo San Lucas or Hawaii. But I think having the little sense of adventure on a lake and the pool, and I think that is.
Yeah, a lot of variety there.
Yeah. Where about you? Where would you want to be?
Well, if you're paying attention during 5:30 to 6 o'clock Monday through Thursday in my meditations, you can see that most of, if not all of the t-shirts I wear, oh, there's a dog. Most of, if not all the t-shirts I wear are from Cape Cod.
Yes.
And I think like either on the ocean or on a lake, because there are lots of lakes on Cape Cod. I think I would love to be in Cape Cod, and just like, it's just the most beautiful place. There aren't that many people there, so you don't have to worry as much about the social distancing, because you're already social distance because the houses are so far apart. And I just love Cape Cod. Cape Cod
Yeah,
is like my dream.
I've never been. My sister Sarah and her husband and his family owns a
Well, they're
house
from
on,
Boston, right?
yeah, and they own a house on Martha's Vineyard. So they've spent so much time at Martha's Vineyard and they love it. But to me, it doesn't have that action component. I don't know. Can you go like jet skiing or boating?
Yes,
Yeah, boating.
Martha's Vineyard is like a subset of Cape Cod, because
Right.
Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket are islands off of Cape Cod. So they're a little bit different, but yeah, even on Martha's Vineyard, people are doing all that. You have the ocean. It's the Long Island Sound on one side and the Atlantic Ocean on the other. And I mean, and actually the Chesapeake Bay, I think is that Chesapeake Bay? No, that's in Maryland, I think.
Did you know
that
that?
bay.
Did you know, according to Penny, that there's a High Village couple who zoom in from Mexico? I didn't know
Cool.
that. Were they originally from here, Penny? I don't know. All right, give us another fact.
Oh,
So
you
you're
want another?
Cape Cod, I'm a lake house.
Yeah, that's the place. That's the place where I'd really want to be. Oh, you know, I mean, here actually, it is. What I'm gonna get her nickname. What was her nickname that we were using before? Oh my God, why can't I find her?
I don't know.
Oh, Dubsy.
Oh, Dubsy.
That's a place in Arrowhead. Arrowhead's awesome. I love Arrowhead. The
You
little
know-
lake there. You can swim in it. You can go water skiing. You have a little
I
house.
actually do have a question for people, which is, with all the summer plans being canceled, my family has talked about, well, maybe those of us who have seen each other, okay. Would you consider going to be with your family at like a lake house, like a VRBO, in place of my nephew Jaden says, yes, yes, there's a friend's house. That's why I'm going to take a poll. Do you think it would be safe to go to like a lot of these people who own VRBOs or Airbnbs are suffering right now because they've lost all of their rentals.
Yeah.
But we thought about I was supposed to do a wedding in Cabo, go to IJS in Maryland. I was supposed to go all this stuff, and it all got canceled. So we're trying to think, are there safe ways to convene this summer? So I'd love to hear what you guys think. If you guys are thinking about joining with your families, maybe the first step is being with your family, even if you're not being with other people. I don't know.
Yeah, remember you and I were saying this yesterday. We were like talking about something in July, and we're like, and I'm like, well, we might be out by then. And you're like, nope, things are going to be exactly as they are. I can't imagine it being any different.
Shameless plug. We were talking about. I shouldn't
You
get
can't
scared.
make,
Yeah,
no,
I
you
can't.
cannot.
But we're talking about something important on June 20th. And in my head, we're sitting here. We are doing this until I don't even know, until next year. And Rabbi Aaron's like, well, there might be able to have a group of people, 20 people in the sanctuary. And I was like, hadn't even crossed my mind that would be a possibility in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, like Lizzie, I haven't seen you in person in how long?
5 days. Well, we do Shabbat together.
All right, I forgot.
But we haven't.
I'll see you tomorrow.
We haven't seen Rabbi Bassin or Rabbi Lutz in over 2 months in person.
Right.
First step, Gloria says, first step for me is going to see my grandkids in Vegas. So, Gloria, do you think that you would drive or fly? That would be I'm looking at that. I think it would be safe to meet somewhere where people could drive, like like Arrowhead, like where you can convene like that. Good. We want to rent a house in Palm Springs for a change of atmosphere, but my mom is worried because of a new home bed.
Exactly. That's the thing. Well, you have to be able to make sure the people that are renting it have to be able to make sure that they've really cleaned it out and all of that. But when you think about it, if no one's been staying in these Airbnbs and all this stuff, then how dirty, there's no one with the virus that's going into these places because they haven't been rented out for 3 months.
Yeah, Eileen says basically like, no, absolutely not. Don't know who has been there. We couldn't
True.
all drive to one place. In my case, all of my family lives in California except for my brother and my sister-in-law and nephews. But you know what I did hear? Who did I hear this from? About hotels. Because I was saying, oh, I want to go to a resort or something. There are already some plans in place for hotels where, number one, somebody would check in. It would be like medically sanitized. Somebody would check in, no housekeeping for the 5 days, let's say, that you're there. Like they wouldn't be allowed to come in and clean or change your bed or anything. And then when someone checks out, the room would sit 24 hours without anybody touching it. And then it would be cleaned again. So they're already putting crazy plans in place in order to,
I got a letter. Have you ever been to the Surf and Sand in Laguna Beach? I guess this is
you love that
for them. I love this place because literally the rooms are right on the beach, like surf and sand, right? They sent a letter yesterday detailing all that they're doing, that they're not allowing in room dining. They only allow dining in your room, or you can get things to go, and they are only allowing a limited amount of people in the hotel. That's what it's going to be like for a little while. The biggest, and think about it, Thursday, the conversations that I've heard from various business people, and obviously you and I are not business people, otherwise we'd wear the same thing every day, but
I think I did wear this last week, but
you might have that sweater looks familiar. Have I ever seen it before?
Yes.
Okay. What they're talking about is the one thing that's going to come out of all of this is that everybody realizes, why do we need a big fancy office?
I was thinking about that. We'll talk about that later.
Right? People are like, the timing might be different. They may be rooms that people come to, or everyone kind of comes in only when they're going to meet together. But why would we need offices? Although I believe in the Steve Jobs school of, really creative things happen when people are meeting each other and talking to each other and interacting with each other. But that's the big thing, is why do we need an office? Why do I need this big corner office with windows?
I think that we're gonna go, what's it called? Like you go to the far edges of an issue. So for a while, we're gonna be very separate and, we can meet like this. Look how we're talking to our congregants right now, right? But then eventually it should, it's like a rubber band that gets really stretched out, and then eventually it'll start to come back together and people will start to be like, oh, I do feel different when I'm sitting in the same office talking to you. Right now, it just feels like, oh, I'm talking to you.
Yeah. And look, for what we do for a living, I think there's a big difference. Sitting with a couple who's about to get married on Zoom is totally different. There's all kinds of articles now about how you don't see the same cues in people's faces on these Zoom calls and stuff. So, it's like, to really kind of know people, you have to be in front of them and feel, and you feel energy from people. And I miss that. I miss the energy that comes off of people by not being in person with them.
Right. Okay. Let's see a few more facts, and then
I have my 3 in 1. I have my 3 things that are
so explain
true.
what that is.
Okay, so I'm going to say 4 things. 3 of them are true. 1 of them is not true.
Okay, and you guys are going to vote in. We'll have to wait for the delay. 3 of them are true. So we're finding the one that is not.
The one that is not.
Okay.
First, and these are quick. That's not like Alfred Hitchcock, the movie Psycho, was the first film to show a toilet being flushed on screen. 2, the Greek national anthem, Hymn to Liberty, has 158 verses. Muhammad is the most popular first name in the world. Smith is the most popular last name in the world. Last.
I think
Guinness Book of World Record holds the world's record as the best-selling copyrighted book of all time. That's a funny one.
Wait, say that again?
The Guinness Book of World Records holds the world's record as the best-selling copywritten book of all time.
Okay, so first of all, why don't you guys put in your votes there as the one false one? So the options are first toilet
In
ever
Psycho,
in
Greek national
Psycho.
anthem has 158 verses. Muhammad, most popular first name. Smith, most popular last name. Guinness Book of World Records holds the world records for being the best-selling copywritten book of all time.
So I'm going to talk through it and you guys see if you agree. So on another Think About It Thursdays, I read that the Bible was actually the most, well, maybe you said copyrighted?
Yeah, that's not the Bible's not copywritten.
Okay, so maybe not. So apparently the Bible is the most popular book of all time.
First published book for sure.
First published book. Okay.
The 150 verses, says one person.
I'd go. Both of them, actually, Jay and Dorothy both said they don't think of that 150 verses. For some reason, I think that's true. Alfred Hitchcock. Like, and then I start to think, who came up with these, and why would they be like, oh, I'm really gonna stump someone with this one?
I don't know. I look up weird facts online. That's you know, that's what I was doing.
Guinness. All right, let's see who else is there. All these other people. We have 3 votes so far. 2 for the Greek, 1 for the Guinness.
2 for the Greek, 1 for the Guinness.
2 for the
It's
Greek.
it's 10:53.
Another 3 for the Do you want to? Oh, do you want it to keep going so you can share more stuff?
No.
Okay.
No, I just.
Marta says 150 verses. I don't know why I think that's true. Just crazy enough for.
Do you want to know? Do you want to know? Should I tell you?
Yes. Dun 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 dun.
If you saw the movie, actually, there's an incredible movie about Alfred Hitchcock with Helen Mirren and I'm forgetting who played Hitchcock. The guy who was in Silence of the Lambs.
I don't know.
Is it Anthony Hopkins?
Yes.
It's really good movie.
Mhm.
They showed that it was indeed the first film to show a toilet being flushed, and they wanted to give it like an R rating. He's like, but she flushes down the phone number, like she flushes evidence down the toilet. And he's like, but you can't show someone flushing a toilet. Yeah. The ratings people came after him.
Okay, so that one's true.
Yes, Greek national anthem, 158 verses.
Yep, I had a feeling. All right,
Guinness
so
Book-
wait, now we're down to 2 more. So one of these are false.
Correct.
These are that Muhammad's the most popular.
First name, Smith, the most popular last name.
Or I still think number 4. I think that the Guinness Book of Records is false.
It's true.
Really? It's
Yes.
true? So
And Muhammad is the most popular first name, but Smith is not the most popular last name.
did it say what the most?
Lee.
Wow.
Well, you know, because China has the biggest population in the world, and Lee is probably a popular
so
name.
Muhammad. Oh, that's so funny that you have Muhammad Ali.
Ooh. That is the ultimate of Think It Thursdays.
Muhammad Ali. Wow, that's interesting. Even though that Ali has nothing to do with the Lee that you're talking about.
Correct.
All right. Do you have another fact you want to share in our last 5 minutes? And also, if anybody has some questions that you're dying to know about Rabbi Aaron, you already answered Dorothy's Talit question, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I saw this ad for burial plots yesterday. I thought that's the last thing I need.
Okay, we've now switched to jokes.
No, these are puns.
Oh, puns. Okay, I like the puns though.
Bad puns. It's how I roll. Get it? I roll. It's how I roll. I have so
Now I
many
get it.
of these.
Okay, keep going.
Did you hear about the kidnapping at school? It's okay. He woke up. I don't get that. I don't
Kid?
understand that.
The kid who was
the
taking a nap.
Oh, the kidnapping at
Kidnapping at
school.
school.
That's bad that I didn't get that.
School? What was the answer?
He woke up.
Wait, Jaden is totally paranoid. He goes, at my school? Good.
Why didn't the cat go to the vet? He was feline fine.
Oh gosh.
That was a bad one.
That's a dad joke.
Yeah, these are all dad jokes. Coffee has a rough time in our house. It gets mugged every single morning.
Well, these are puns. They're smart.
Yeah, what did the duck say when she purchased new lipstick? Put it on my bill.
Oh, that one's a little more clever.
These puns actually are made up. They're like made to sound like little jokes, right?
Yeah.
One lung said to the other, "We belong together."
I mean, it's a good thing that I like. Who was it, Lana earlier? Who's like, it doesn't take much to make me laugh.
That
You
is
know what?
true.
I'm also one of those people who can like when people walk out of movies and they like criticize everything about it. Like if it's like a funny movie, I'm just like, was it entertaining or was it
Did
not?
I laugh? That's my
Yeah,
only criteria. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not gonna like analyze, everything about it. Rabbi
I'm
Aaron,
just
what is your favorite movie? Do you know my favorite movie? I've definitely told you before.
your favorite movie is 16 Candles.
Oh, I'm too young for that movie. No. I'm laughing. These are so dumb, but really funny. That was from Dorothy. Okay, my favorite movie,
Wait a minute. Give me a genre.
romantic comedy.
When Harry Met Sally. That's the best one,
No,
greatest one of all
no,
time.
but this is from like I think the original. There have been two of them, and okay, it's My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Oh,
My
I should have
absolute-
guessed that. I should have guessed that.
All right, what's your favorite movie?
My favorite movie is Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh, you're an Indiana Jones fan.
When that movie came out, I literally went and saw it 3 nights in a row. I saw it
my
myself.
God.
I brought my brother the next night, and then I brought someone else the night after that.
Dorothy says her favorite movie is Gone with the Wind, as would be totally appropriate for Dorothy Salkin. I would guess that.
Frankly, Dorothy, I don't give it. That was the first swear ever in the movies.
Oh, but that's a good fact.
Yeah,
My
that's a
favorite
good
movie is
one.
Forrest Gump. Jay, these are good movies.
Ooh, that is really, really good. That is good.
I think your second favorite movie is Coco.
I do love. I saw Coco the other night.
So did I.
It made me cry 3 times.
I know.
Tears are
Remember me.
with the grandmother at the end. She's like moving her hand. It was like, Papa, Papa. Oh my God.
I actually remember when you saw that and you came into work and were like, I saw this movie with my teenage girls who were like, I don't know how old they were at the time, like 17 and 13.
Yeah.
Loved Coco. Yeah, that was really good. Okay, so we're gonna let
Coco
Rabbi Aaron share one more fact because we're out of time. But I just want to tell everybody that what our schedule is the next 2 weeks, and maybe Rabbi Aaron will still join us. But next week I have a special time at 1 p.m., not 10 o'clock. I have 2 of my cantorial colleagues, Cantor Lisa Peacott and Cantor Jessica Hutchings, coming on to talk about the female cantorate. Lisa actually wrote her thesis on the evolution of the female cantorate and comparing it to other jobs that used to be primarily female, that used to be all male, like teachers or nurses. So it's going to be a really interesting conversation.
That's next week.
That's next week at 1 o'clock, special time. And then the next week, assuming that Rabbi Bassin has not had her baby, May 21st at 10 a.m., we're doing an Ask the Rabbi with Rabbi Bassin.
I had literally in two hours of programming with you, I literally had one question that people asked me, and that was, where did I get my talit?
I know. But you know what's funny is in all the advertisement, Marta, you'll have to help us with this. We said, bring your burning questions. But you know what? What's like my temple where I was a cantorial student, every single high holidays, the Yom Kippur afternoon was always an Ask the Rabbi. So they like their programming. So they I think people have to build up the courage to ask their burning questions.
I couldn't sleep because I was wondering what difficult questions I was going to be asked, like about the Talmud or something. And
like, do you believe in God?
Right.
But anyways, this was fun, and we could literally do this, the 2 of us, probably twice a week. But next week at 1 o'clock with Lisa and Jessica, and the following week with Rabbi Bassin.
Sounds awesome.
This is fun, and I think most of us are all burned out on seriousness. Yes, that's true. That's when I started this. There was so much, not to say that meditation and everything it's great, but sometimes we just need some entertainment. And so thank you guys for joining us. And also, even next week, even though the topic is a little, more serious, it's never serious with me. I mean, we always laugh. Rabbi Aaron, do you want to share one last interesting fact?
You know, although GPS is free, right? We all use GPS.
Mm-hmm.
It costs $2 million a day to operate.
Wow.
And do you know where that money comes from? American taxpayers.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
5:30 to 6 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen. Meditation on Facebook Live and Vimeo. Monday through Thursday. We look at, you know what we're doing now? We're doing the spiritual dimensions of the Omer, and it's actually pretty cool to do that each day. So
But, yes, we'll see you, and also make sure to log in tomorrow night at 6:15. We have our sister service.
It's going to
It
be
is
so
full.
good.
It's going to be so good. There is poetry. I am actually going to sing with a pianist. Is it live? You'll never know. No, it's not, because we can't be together, but we're trying to.
Part of it will be live.
Part of it will be live, me. But it's going to be, I think, one of our biggest achievements. This is a big service. And then,
big.
of course, every Saturday morning at 10 o'clock. And I'll see you next Thursday. Spread the word at 1 o'clock for Think About It Thursdays. We need a sign off for Think About It. Think about it.
We heard about it. We thought about it. Let's now do something about it. How's that?
Think About It Thursdays.